Now we will talk about the measures of spread. So how spread out is your data set? What are the various range of values that that are present in your data set? For this we can so this is the first one, that is variance. So how do we calculate the variance? So this is the formula for variance. So let's say you have a data set, this, and you want to calculate how spread out these values are, right? So first you have to calculate the mean of this data set. So the mean of this data set will be 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6, that is 14 by 4. Let's take one more and make it. So this is your data set. You have the sum as 15 and you have 5 elements. So your mean is 3, right? Now what you do is that you subtract the mean from each one of these values. So 1 minus 3, 2 minus 3, 2 minus 3, 4 minus 3, and 6 minus 3, right? So these are your values. So which is effectively nothing but minus 2, minus 1, minus 1, 1, and 3. So these are the numbers that you got after subtracting each of the elements by the mean, right? Now what you need to do is that you need to square them up. So the square of each of these values will be, first one is 4, 1, 1, 1, and 9. Okay. After doing this, you have to sum them up. Okay. So 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's 16. 16 divided by, so 16 divided by 5 is your value of the variance, that is S square. Now moving on to standard deviation. So standard deviation is nothing but the square root of variance. So you calculated the variance in this way, S square. It's nothing but 16 by 5, that is 3.2. So in case of standard deviation, you just take the square root of variance, that is square root of S square. So for this data set, your variance will be, your standard deviation will be square root of 3.2. Okay. So how is this working? How is this giving the spread in the data? So if you see, we have calculated how is it, uh, what is the difference of each of the elements from the mean value, right? So that is giving you the measure of spread of each of the data points, right? But how to take an aggregate? So this is a way to take that spread of each of the elements and then calculate an aggregated number which will define what is the spread of your entire data set. So this is the significance of variance and standard deviation. Another measure of spread is range. So this is nothing but the max value in your data set minus the minimum value, right? So when it has, let's say when your data has many outliers, then this value is very poor. So range is very poor measure of spread of data in that case. So let's say I take this example. So this is one data set. My range will be nothing but 15 minus 2, that is 13. But as you can see, most of the values are well, so most of the values are not spread that much from themselves, but this 15 value is an outlier, and because of that the range value is shifted, and that's why range is not a good measure of spread of data, right? It's, this data set is not that spread out, but it says the value of spread is 13, which is not a very good measure for describing the spread of this data set. So now let's talk about interquartile range. So in median, I explained you what is the 50th percentile, right? So 50% of the data points are less than that value, right? So sometimes we call the median as Q2. which is saying that so Q is for quarter, so second quarter, that means 50th percentile. So median is your Q2. Similarly, you can calculate Q1 and Q3. What are these? So Q1 is nothing but the number below which 25% of your data set lies, right? Sorry. And Q3 is the value, is the value of is that data point below which your 75% of the data points lies. Okay. So uh, I'll just show you how to calculate Q1 and Q3. So let's say you have a very simple data set. Let's say, okay, you have this data set. So your median is this value. This is nothing but Q2. Okay. Now for Q1, it will be this part, and for Q3, it will be this part, right? And so how is interquartile range defined? So it is nothing but the value of Q3 minus Q1. So whatever is the value of Q3, whatever is the value of Q1, you just do Q3 minus Q1, and that will give you the interquartile range. So this is not influenced by outliers, because if I had, let's say, if I had a value of 15 here, it would not have affected my Q3 minus Q1, right? So this is also very good measure of spread of the data set.